Welcome to This Explainer. Before we dive into the data today, I want you to just take a second and picture ancient Switzerland. Imagine these tiny, isolated wooden villages tucked between towering, fog-drenched, snow-capped Alps. Picture poor farmers out there, literally freezing, just trying to work this completely unforgiving land. Keep that incredibly harsh, rugged environment in your mind, because it makes where we're going next seem almost impossible. So here is the absolute million-dollar question. How on earth could a country with basically zero natural resources, absolutely no access to the sea, and a pretty small population become one of the wealthiest, most technologically advanced places on the planet? Well, it's not just a story about money. It's a really fascinating tale of history, ironclad discipline, and a highly unique system that they built piece by piece over centuries. Chapter 1. The Harsh Beginnings. The Bleak Medieval Landscape. Think about it. No oil, no gold, just brutal freezing winters and rugged mountains. Early Switzerland was mostly populated by poor farmers who were struggling day in and day out against a completely unforgiving environment. The sheer scale of those mountains made basic trade and transport nearly impossible. Surviving here, it wasn't a given. It was a constant, exhausting battle against nature. But you know what's truly amazing? That exact, crushing hardship is exactly what forged the nation's soul. To survive those incredibly long, freezing winters, the people had to adapt. And it created this deeply ingrained, super disciplined national mentality. Work hard, be precise, live thriftily, trust each other. Those four pillars, literally born out of cold rock and pure necessity, they became the absolute foundation of their future, unimaginable wealth. Chapter 2. An Island of Stability. The Power of Neutrality. Okay. The whole game changed in 1815. This is a massive turning point because it's the year Europe officially recognized Switzerland as a permanently neutral country. The Swiss made this definitive, unshakable choice that they were simply not going to interfere in foreign wars anymore. And the result of that choice? Monumental! Think about the 20th century. While World Wars I and II were bringing just widespread devastation to the rest of Europe, Switzerland's infrastructure remained completely intact. And then, during the deep, terrifying instability of the Cold War, Swiss industry and banks were just sitting there, untouched and totally safe. This total, unwavering stability acted like a giant magnet for global wealth looking for a safe haven. Because at the end of the day, in economics, stability means trust, and trust brings money. Chapter 3. Building Global Trust. Europe's Vault. This brings us to another huge year for our story, 1934. This is when Switzerland introduced its notoriously strict bank secrecy laws. By law, it officially became a criminal offense for bank employees to ever share their clients' information. They essentially built their banking system on three uncompromising pillars: security, discretion, and stability. And those pillars turned cities like Zurich and Geneva into the absolute undisputed capitals of international finance. You had incredibly wealthy business people, royal families, politicians, and massive global companies all flocking to safely store their wealth behind those gleaming Swiss vault doors. But listen, secretive banking alone didn't generate all that wealth. Right alongside those vaults, they developed highly attractive tax systems. This formula, secrecy plus stability plus really favorable taxes, it brought in massive international companies. They opened up these huge corporate offices, created thousands and thousands of high-paying jobs, and sparked explosive economic growth, completely transforming Switzerland into a true global business hub. Chapter 4. The Art of Perfection, Precision and Innovation. Made in Switzerland means trust. It really does, right? And it actually goes way back. Back in the 16th century, talented French artisans actually fled to Switzerland, and they brought with them this incredibly delicate knowledge of watchmaking. The Swiss took that and perfected it over generations. Today, luxury brands, we're talking Rolex, Omega, Patek Philippe, Tag Heuer, they export billions of dollars worth of watches every single year, and many of them are still painstakingly crafted by hand. That microscopic Swiss precision became a literal global guarantee of quality. And that absolute obsession with precision, it carried over directly into their minds, creating an incredible innovation pipeline.
It started with early, heavy investments in high-quality education, which led to building elite technical universities like ETH Zurich. By the way, that's where Albert Einstein studied. This ultimately produced a highly skilled, highly specialized workforce focused heavily on science, technology, and research. They basically took their legacy of handcrafted precision and paired it with pure academic excellence to build incredibly strong, innovative companies.
Chapter 5: Pharma, Democracy, and Nature, the modern Swiss powerhouse. So all that deep focus on science naturally evolved into a massive pharmaceutical industry. Medical giants like Novartis and Roche are headquartered right there, generating billions in advanced medical research and creating life-saving medicines in these futuristic labs. It's become a true magnet for the absolute best scientific talent from all over the world. Now, you might be wondering, what keeps this incredibly complex economic engine from just breaking down? Well, it's direct democracy. In Switzerland, citizens vote directly on laws. They go to the polls peacefully in these clean, modern, highly organized cities, and this creates immense trust in the government. Why does that matter for wealth? Because a happy, stable society drastically reduces political risk. When businesses know for a fact that their investments are safe from political chaos and sudden regime changes, they confidently invest more. It's that simple. Oh, and remember those rugged, brutal mountains we talked about in Chapter 1? The beautiful Swiss Alps, which were once this completely harsh obstacle for medieval farmers, are now a massive, massive driver of wealth. Think luxury trains, world-class skiing, and upscale tourism. It brings in billions, just beautifully completing their economic picture. We've covered centuries of history today, and I want to leave you with this final, really provocative thought. A country's most valuable capital is not natural resources, it's people. Just think about it. Through incredible human discipline, a culture of profound trust, and just a relentless dedication to education and precision, a small, landlocked nation transformed cold rock and harsh winters into one of the most glowing, wealthy, and innovative societies on Earth. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly impossible environments are just waiting out there for the right human capital to unlock them? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.